I think we all can agree that this plan will fail because it's typical One Piece moments where plans happens that everything fail. Usually it is Luffy's fault, but also there are so many other reasons why this plan is gonna fail. And I have no idea what Uda is doing anymore. If anything, this arc has done, as many have mentioned, is that we can no longer predict what will happen. There are so many routes this arc is gonna take. And I just have a feeling like whatever route it's gonna take is not gonna be so likable for a lot of people. Yes, I am talking about One Piece, chapter 5, no, 859. And one thing I do not like about this chapter is the fact that, yes, it turns out that Big Mom is not weak at all. I was actually hoping she was a weak Yonko. I mean, for someone who constantly sit on her ass and then eat a lot of sweets, she apparently is just as invulnerable as Kaido. So I'm just gonna ask this. Then why hasn't she destroyed the other Yonko already? I know, that's a stupid question because probably because all the other Yonko are just as invulnerable as she is. I mean, Whitebeard could be wounded, but then again, that guy went out in a blaze of glory and awesome, and he was the only one who seemed to suffer from age. And I'm starting to think that he and Shanks must have been the only humans, because there's no way Big Mom can have been this invulnerable. There must be a reason why she is like an iron ball. However, she does have a weakness. She seems to have an extremely strong guard that's up 24/7 that allows her to eat anything and even take anything. However, she has suffered a wound, actually just a scratch on her knees, just because someone happened to damage a photo of someone who is very, very important to Big Mom. And of course, we do not know anything about it. So, either way, it's clear though that this plan will not work out and they will have zero chance. As basically said half of this, Beige explains the plan and strangely enough shows some civility, agreeing that Big Mom really cannot be that easily defeated, and if everything goes wrong, they have zero chance of surviving. So it turns out that Caesar has made a deal with Beige, and according to Chiffon, Beige will keep her promise, which I doubt he will. Either way, he has created some kind of deadly X launchers or poison launchers, 3 of them to be sure, which is actually gonna be, according to Beige and Caesar, the key of destroying Big Mom. Even so, Big Mom being somehow so invulnerable cannot even be defeated with poison gas alone. I mean, this is a mistake. This is a huge mistake. I'm not talking about the plan. I'm talking about the fact that hyping up the Jonko to be so immortal. Because they must be defeated. One day they will be defeated. And the problem is how they're going to be defeated is not going to be liked to a lot of fans if they keep on becoming this invulnerable. But it's clear that the Jonko are not immortal. Think about it. Kaido may have survived 10,000 meters up in the air and crashing into the ground, but he still has a scar on his abdomen. That's a hint that he is not invulnerable. And Big Mom did get a scratching knee only because the picture of someone called Mother Caramel was hurt. She let out apparently, it seems to hint though that when Big Mom is in her rampages, or at least close to her rampages, fits so to speak, she lowers her guard. According to Chiffon, this Mother Caramel, which is always placed on a tea party table, almost like always at the opposite side of Big Mom. It's someone very important to Big Mom. Once again, throwing a question on Big Mom's character. I mean, she's clear she's insane, evil, and jerk-ashy, but she seems to value that person just as much as she does her sweets, because someone who's very important to Big Mom and I currently called her benefactor, but she disappeared. It's unknown if she left or she went missing. Either way, once upon a time at Tea Party, someone deeply uh, wounded that ear pitch, and so Big Mom went into a different kind of rampage, uh, or a different tantrum. She began to scream so loud that she almost made people permanently deaf, and activated the Conqueror's Haki, confirming that yes, she does have Conqueror's Haki, which is not surprising though. However, during that down, when she had her screaming fit, she fell down to the knee and actually scratched her knee. I mean, that's kind of funny how someone so mighty can just fall down on her knees in a rampage like that and wound. But that seems to suggest that Big Mom almost has like an outer shell or something. Some kind of shell that protects her every single time. Or maybe she just have a very strong guard. Maybe it has something to do with her devil fruit. You know, almost like she has a soul layer on herself. But when she got so upset, her guard was extremely lowered, and then she could scratch her knee. So that is why Beige believes that if anyone clean that picture in two, Big Mom will throw a different kind of feat again, and if they fire the launcher, then well, everything will happen. So Chopper wonders how can they escape that. Beige does some dramatics and shows earplugs. And he says that Luffy must be the bait, and of course Luffy being the idiot agrees. Even though Beige and Chiffon is not so agree with that, he says he has a good entrance. So well, and if Luffy says he has a good entrance, there's no way that entrance is gonna work. It's probably just gonna be crashing right through the front door and then start fighting. And then again, now Luffy is at full strength, what we know of, so I think he will have a greater time fighting the ministers this time. Doesn't exactly mean if he's gonna survive, but you know, at least he will have a better time fighting. So, how is gonna do that? Well, he's gonna do it as soon as Pudding will shoot Sanji, and Sanji is gonna dodge it. I don't know how he's gonna dodge it. I mean, I know he will dodge it. After all, they have shown to be faster than bullets, but I don't know exactly if that's gonna happen. So they need to finish this in just. Beige believes he can take Big Mom's head in just 5 seconds. And so this has to be 10 seconds. And Caesar will finish them, help them all. He will fly over the sky, have the mirrors and the Brûlée lady. All the gangs will jump into the mirror world and then immediately jump to their ships on which they have put mirrors on them, and then they will haytail out of there, and then after that the alliance is over. And so after that it's all finished, and we see that next day. You have to note though that the Straw Hats only have gotten, I think, 2 hours of sleep. Normally a person who has been up this long shouldn't have so much energy, but I do not care about logic, but I'm just saying. They, after starving so much, have no one ever paid attention that they haven't exactly slept? Although Luffy did sleep a little bit after the fight against Cracker, but that's beside the point. And we finally see some more of Big Mom's different islands. Of course, we don't see all of them, which is very wrong. Turns out that the Milk Island is Cheese Town, and given it's Milk Island, and the cheese. Wait a minute. Is this if this is Cheese Town, then shouldn't this be the island that Monteor is controlling? Either way, it basically looks like a pizza place and have a very humongous hamburger-like homie on top. And then we had the Nuts Island, the Peanut Town. Who was the Minister of Nuts now again? I forgot if we were introduced that one. Basically, we see a giant peanut homie and people dressing like that. And then Cocoa Island. The Windsmoke seemingly still seems like completely unaware of everything that is going on. Big Mom have awakened and think that Bruce Brook has died. Is she really that ignorant? Who knows? But the homies cheer her up by saying about the wedding cake and stuff like that. And homie reported that the guests have arrived. And finally, we see Pudding again, dressed in a marriage clothing. She greets cryptic, as if still mocks Sanji. She says something extremely cryptic here, and I have a very big feeling it's even deeper despair. She says something like, in order to make everybody feel I'm a good girl again, I have to erase a lot of people's memories. And that feels like such a pain in the ass. Her face, her eyes, and her line when she says that just screams despair. I have a very big feeling she means that she's probably gonna drop her good girl image from the very start and kill every single one there, just to because it's such a pain to erasing them all. Granted, I don't exactly know why she has to erase memories of the Big Mom pirates that knows her true identity, but then again she did say only her family knew, so maybe only the Big Mom family know, not the pirates. So, and maybe not even the guests, because maybe this will show that Big Mom is treacherous by nature. Then again, I don't see no other reason why the guests wouldn't think that. I mean, they've been invited, but they were a summoned order, so who knows? I don't exactly know. If these guests are aware of how Big Mom is, then I see no reason why they should have their memories erased. I mean, they won't be a shock for them. But I have just a very big feeling it is not as we think, that Pudding line. I mean, I was hoping, Pudding is still failing it. I'm still very crossed with the fact that Uda made uh, Pudding into an evil character. I'm so pissed at that. And that line just further confirms that she's once again extremely truthful. And I have a very big feeling it is a eviler than thou moment. I'm just so very certain she is planning something. But that's basically this chapter, and we can all agree this plan will not go as planned. Not a single bit, actually. There is no way this plan will work out. The question is, though, what will go wrong? And, well, a lot of things can go wrong, to be truthful. Most of all, it could be, of course, Luffy messing it up. Luffy is a guy who always mess up, after all, and he never follows a plan, mind you. Then it is the fact that Pudding's line is hinting something else. And then the guests, finally. Either way, there's gonna be chaos. And the wedding is finally about to happen, and we will not get a break this next week. But I'm a very big feeling that the next chapter will be the break. So it will probably end in a cliffhanger. So again, who is this Mother Caramel? Mama's benefactor that described it. That probably means, after all, Big Mom have a loved one. But why is she missing? Who knows? But give me your thoughts if you have any.